sort of like cool space that they leave for the orchestra to play in between those sections, right? They'll do an A, do a B, and then let the orchestra play for a little while. And it's like the middle of the song, right? You wouldn't expect that from a pop song, like having a big guitar solo after the first chorus. But it's so cool to hear that as a product of the late 20th century, going back in time. I love listening to that stuff because it's like, man, this is a great way to present a song because it tells a story, right? Like, someone said of Sinatra once that all of his songs are 3-minute movies. And I would challenge you guys to make your tracks that way, even if they're 2 minutes. Make it a 2-minute movie, make it a 4-minute movie where you've got those different acts and different movements timed with each other, right? So that they enhance like what you're trying to do, what you're trying to say.
Dude, you're just dropping knowledge today. I love it. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Chuck Hughes, 16-bar intros common on standards, and everyone skips them. Thank you.
Or that. Yeah. I'm just muting a couple things, and then I'll show you this track I did for this artist.
Can you disclose the name of the artist?
Oh, sure. His name's Curtis Adams. He's like, I've actually used some of his vocals when we talked about tuning a couple months ago. He's like a rock worship artist. So it's like if Journey made a worship album.
Cool.
But yeah, we did this song. I wrote some stuff with them. Cool. Let's share the screen with you.
Bring me in.
Is that so loud? Sorry if it was. The drum room mic, I forgot, is not what we want to be hearing that much of. These are all raw drum tracks. This is not the like mixed version of the plugin. But what we've got here is, instead of going A and B, I've got an intro, is what you just heard, and then the verse. And so, because we're not really looking for like, okay, we want this easily presentable or whatever, in terms of the song, I wanted this verse to really ramp up after the first half. It's kind of nice and open. The second half of the verse, same section, same type of vocals, but it really intensifies. And then check out the pre-chorus. So I forgot one vocal there, but you can tell we really tried to just have this be a vacuum section. That's how I think of this. This completely sucks the air out of the room. We've had this big explosion in the intro. The verse has tension, and then it picks up. It's all about intensifying. It's got a quick pace, full time on the drums, but then we're doing this sort of like vacuum trick on the pre-chorus, because the chorus is actually a little more mellow and laid back, like this. So it's got more of that open feel, right? And one thing I'll try to do there too is, sorry, I just realized the click's on. Obnoxious. The drum feel changes a little bit in the back half of these choruses. And then check out the chorus ending has that tag, again, kind of built into the time of the chorus. I didn't add it like a plus. I used what was existing there for this tag section. And there's the intro again. And then I've got a whole different feel for verse 2. So really, varying, not just adding one thing or bringing in a layer, a whole new drum feel. Sorry. Right, so it's like almost like a brand new section, but the vocals have the consistency to bring it home. And then what we do, just real quick, scanning ahead to the rest of the song, is another pre-chorus with mostly empty space. And then after another tag section, we do a bridge and solo. So nothing, revolutionary here. But then another thing that you probably don't do in a lot of placement tracks, but you do with artists, is a down chorus, right? So you do a bunch of big stuff, and you've got this chorus completely sort of on the floor. And then before you do the last chorus the third time, you can bring it back up. And eventually we'll get out of the song with kind of a normal sequence there. I think we doubled this tag section. This is the last thing I'll show you. So instead of hitting the outro here, one more tag. And then sort of a different sting there too, right? Again, not going for placement on this, so it ends on ba ba bum, sort of walks down. And it doesn't resolve all the way, so I thought that was kind of fun.
So when you're making this material, I'm not sure if you're collaborating in the same room or how, with the Zoom and everything these days.
Yeah.
Is it just like you guys are just flying by the seat of your pants, or are you just like throwing around ideas like, hey, we should try it this way, let's go halftime? Like, I'm just curious more about the approach and like how it occurs. Are you just flowing, or is it very intentional? Like, I'm gonna get more intense here. Like, what's your style?
Yeah, no, love it. I was actually going to tell the story real quick. I've got a Facebook page, just Andrew Stanton Music, that I use for sharing guitar videos, whatever I'm doing with the bands I play with and stuff. And I actually just based off of a comment from this guy built this relationship. He left me a comment on something like, "I'd love to have you play on my stuff one day," like talking about guitar. And I just took a second to respond and be like, let's make it happen. And I was like, shoot me an email. So I gave him my email address, and he just decided that he would email me. Well, we started sharing demos, and he had written at least a half a dozen songs just on piano and vocals. He's like, I want these to be rock songs, but I don't know how to play anything, and I don't have a band. And he's in Colorado, I'm in Nashville, so there was that divide there. But over the course of the next few months, he would get me the piano MIDI, and then he'd get me a scratch vocal, and I'd go in and construct all this. So we had that client relationship completely remote, and then he ended up flying out to do just the vocals at the end. So it was awesome. Yeah.
When was this? Recently?
This is over the past year. It's getting mixed by one of my buddies who's an awesome mix engineer right now, and I'll definitely share some once we have like the masters. I'm gonna master it once it's done, but the amount of excitement for this guy is incredible because he's 40s, like early 40s, and he's never recorded before. He's always wanted to, and we got to like work on his songs together, and he was willing to make the financial investment, and I thought his songs were cool, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's partner up, and it's been really cool and rewarding for me to like have that experience with him, and I definitely encourage you guys to do the same. You can turn those social media comments and those like little interactions into big projects.
That's wild. Oh, and by the way, Andrew did a studio tour was it last week, a couple days ago?
Yeah. Last week I did an Instagram live.
It was so fun. If you guys want to check out his rig and all the cool stuff he has in there. Any other questions? Just want to check in. Anything in relation to the tracks? Anything you heard? Just want to get these in. Very cool. Okay. All right. Anything else that we got to cover? Or
I think that's it, man. That was definitely all I had for us. Moral of the story is, find out how to make the music in your head into that 3-minute movie.
No, seriously, that was really cool. I hadn't heard a lot of those examples. I'll tell you what, before we go, let's do a quick vote in the chat because Andrew's going to be. So Maggie says thank you. Angelina says thank you. I want you guys to feel heard. And Melina, thank you. So what would you guys like to learn next? So now that Andrew's going to be with us as a resident educator and philosopher and poet.
I like the sound of that.
Julian Horner, cool story. Thanks for the tips. Cool. Yeah, so let's talk about what do you guys want to learn about before we get out of here? Any concepts that would be interesting to you? A little more about producing other artist approaches. That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
Chuck says that I don't know if Chuck, do you really mean the TR-808? I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that means. But
the actual 808 device?
I'll wait for him to comment. Yes. I don't. Do you even have that? Do you have that drum machine? I don't think so.
I do not. No. It's an awesome drum machine. It's kind of like one of the big reasons, one of the big things advancing production sounds, I think, in the 80s, early 90s. But
I just answered some guy on my YouTube channel who's asking for a bunch of advice. So if you need help with the troubleshooting, you might want to go to my YouTube channel. I got 2. Miking acoustic instruments. I personally would love to see you record the ukulele. I know it's simple, but that could be cool. Miking acoustic instruments. I agree with Julian. Process, songwriting tips, and such. All right, so we basically have 2 concepts. We're gonna take a quick vote. If you want to learn a little bit, this is gonna be long-winded. Just give me a second. A little bit more about producing other artists, approaches, processes, songwriting tips, things of that nature. Because he really is a crazy songwriter. I mean, all these ideas that come out, I'm always blown away. Or miking acoustic instruments. That could be an acoustic guitar, the ukulele. So let's take a vote here. You can shout it out. I can't see you guys, but you can shout it out, or you can just tell me in the chat here. We'll take a tally.
I think there's a raise hand function. Like that. You can do the yays and nays.
Yays and nays. Going once. Let me see. I see something up here. How do you count? Okay, I see the hands. I see what's going on. Okay, so Andrew, good. 1. It's all good. Process. Okay, all of it's good. All right, well, then we'll just choose one, and we'll kind of go from there. Everybody's okay.
Yeah, we got the next 2 figured out.
Beautiful. All right, man. Well, let's sign off. Thank you for being here. Seriously, really appreciate your time, energy, and knowledge and experience. Cool.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Of course. We'll talk.
Have a great day, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Drew.
See you later.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Let's go.